Aloha, Jabronis, and welcome back to a super special end of the summer edition of our show. And what better guitar to ring in those sort of end of the summer vibes than this nitrocellulose shell pink covered ash monster, inspired by a player who I suspect is maybe one of us, with some unique Jabroni approved appointments, including, a slanted 59 Pure Vintage pickup in the neck position on a simple toggle switch. This guitar features the nastiest 2002 MIM that I've ever seen in my life. It's been played down to the bone, refretted twice, most recently with jumbos, and re-outfitted with anything you'd want. So whether you're actually tuning in during the summertime or not, I don't think it matters. I'd grab that sunscreen, a towel, the flops, crack an ice-cold Jabroni tall boy, because summertime always lives within these strings. Before we dig in, just a quick overview. So we've got a nice heavy northern ash body. I bought it from a guy in North Carolina on eBay. The name of their company escapes me, but it's really turned out to be a cool body. It's got a Seymour Duncan Invader, a 1959 Pure Vintage reissue, a 2002 made in Mexico neck, and oh, I love these necks. Spurzle locking tuners, and Callaham everything, even the neck plate. Brass bridge, brass nut. Let's go ahead and cut the strings, see what's inside. I'd hang on to those strings though. I become more and more convinced each year that these are one of the last untapped resources of our time. I even used them to fix my sunglasses. Here, I'll show you how. The string ends are perfect for replacing those little screws once they get lost, and the way I do it, they'll never get lost again. It's gonna depend on the model of your sunglasses, but essentially, you just put the arm back on the way it goes. Find out what the biggest gauge of string is for your model of sunglasses to go through. For mine, it's 36. Then you just put it right through here, pull it all the way through, fold it into, I don't know, kind of a triangle to keep it from falling off, and clip it. This works better than the original screw. Ow. Just watch those thumbs. All right, let's pop this beautiful neck off. So this is, a 6-bolt neck. It's 100% Eddie inspired. I don't know exactly where I saw it, but at one point in the 80s he was doing it. Let's see what's underneath. Oh yeah, wow, that 6-bolt is in there. I actually had a guy I know do this for me, and he said he had to use a diamond bit because it kept bending his bits. This is a Callaham stainless steel plate, along with their nice hardened screws. After about a year, I already noticed sort of a patina on the nitrocellulose lacquer, and it is nitrocellulose on down to the grain and grain filler. Take that neck out. Oh, that was a really nice fit. Again, I hate that I forget the guy's name that I ordered it from, but this has turned out to be a really cool body. It's heavy, with the pickups and all the hardware in, but you have to take my word for it. It was heavy when I got it, but I like it. And so the setup here is really simple. It's a Duncan Invader, which debuted in 1981, and a 59 Pure Vintage pickup, slanted to compensate for the Made in Mexico spacing. That's all run into a 500K volume pot, and a toggle switch for the 2 pickups. Very simple, very cool. Are you ready to see? This pick guard is one I bought from a guy. He claimed it was a 2002. It was originally only routed for the humbucker down here. I had a guy, a very, very trusted friend, route this out. Slanted, compensated for the Made in Mexico string spacing. Turned out really nice. Underneath. Oh, I forgot about this really crude routing. I couldn't get that to fit just right, so I had to kind of just go at it with what I had. That was traumatic. But you see here, no frills wiring, 500K pot to a toggle switch, Duncan Invader, 59 Pure Vintage, and I had my guitar tech sign it because I like them. And you can see here I shielded the inside, nothing fancy. My favorite thing to actually discover is this nice patina. So when I got this, it came pretty much just a block of wood. I even had to round out the edges. I mean, it was cut and routed. But I put the finish on myself, and I did choose to use Stu Mac Nitro. I went through the process they recommended. I did have to outsource the shell pink to another company. They didn't offer it. It got along just fine with their nitrocellulose. And if you're noticing the ash grain, that's the reason why. In fact, my 52 Telecaster does the exact same thing. The finish is sunken into the ash over the years, and the patina is really a telltale. I really like the way the shell pink goes with the smoked pick guard, the brass, the yellowed neck. Reminds me of Atlantic City. Here's the bridge. I got the whole entire thing from Callaham. So it's got Callaham saddles, plate, even the bar that fits really nice and snug. And brass block, brass block, brass block.
Oh, it went down your sink. Okay,
Right.
rolling.
This neck is really special to me. It's a made in Mexico from 2002, and these are really the ones that I grew up with. They come with a finish pretty much from day one until about, I don't know, 2007 or 8. It sort of escapes me. But all the original ones came with this really cool satin finish that the more you play, the more it glosses. And then eventually, it completely wears off like it has here. Now somebody had to really play this neck to get it to this condition, and you know it's no fake. You can see the patina where it fit down into the neck pocket. Somebody played this so much that they actually got through the urethane on the fingerboard, and it has that look like you'd see on Blackie, you know, normally associated with nitrocellulose. You can get that look with urethane as well. You just have to get the right necks. This particular one was so worn down that of course it needed new frets, so I did go ahead and have jumbos put on. I really like the brass nut too. I love these necks pretty much all the way. If there was one thing I can say I don't really care for, it does appear that back then they were using some kind of a decal that was as big as the entire headstock. And I've seen this on a few examples, but once it starts to get really old, it actually starts to bubble, and you can see where it goes around the tuners and everything else. So here's this neck about 15 years later. You can see how much it's aged. I'm not really sure how it's going to look after 20, 30, 40. I know it's going to be gnarly and cool down here. I just hope the headstock logo holds up. But what about all these things? Doesn't mean squat if you don't get to hear how she sounds. So, let's hear how she sounds.
Why's it gotta be a she?
It's pink.
Okay.
Totally different sounds. It's like two totally different worlds right there.
Yeah.
Cool, I like that too. Ugh.
It's another boat anchor.
It's your B and G string. It's your G string.
Yeah.
Your G string's ringing. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to do stuff. You can feel there's hardly any play in there at all.
Yeah.
Most Strats you can go tick, 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 and there's some play. This won't work. That's a stainless steel arm. That's all I have on all mine. I don't have the bridges on that Strat, but I always replace the block with the Callaham block. It's a virtual pop in, and I get that little short 64, and I use left-handed arms.
Yeah.
Because it puts the bend up closer. It's a lot easier to grab. Thanks. Cool.
Do I like home mods? The DIY approach? Yeah, I love it. Like I said, this guitar was completely different when I first modded it, and I thought I was happy with it with the black body. Well, I'm glad that cracked. If not, I'd have never had the opportunity to base this guitar off a New Jersey hotel bathroom. Plenty of brass, and even more class. If you have the time, a few extra bucks for parts, and the adventurous spirit to do it, it could be a lot of fun. Who knows, it might be a whole new thing for you. Or it might drive you up a wall. Either way, I should be fine. Hey, as always, thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.